So some of the principles that we think about, the first one is really important, and that is that focusing on your wellness is a personal intention, that you have to make a choice and a commitment to yourself to focus on that. And that it may not be easy. So taking the inner path, you might have your own personal reasons that kind of lead you to be susceptible to burnout, and trying to understand for you what might that be. And it's not always an easy path to figure that out. We are also guided by the principle that in mental health, we are here to serve others and not to fix others. And that if you take that responsibility of fixing the problem off, then it's much easier to just serve in the ability that you have and not trying to take that responsibility for fixing. We have to trust in the process. So for those of you who are doing direct care work, and you might not be seeing the positive outcomes of the work that you're doing. And so we have to think of this maybe as planting seeds, and later that seed will grow into something, and you might not see it right away, but you have to trust that what you're doing is having some kind of positive effect. So remembering that is helpful. We also try to be more present oriented. And in the next week's slideshow, we'll talk a little bit more about how we think about our work, but often our thoughts are either in the future, we're planning what are the things we have to get done, or they might be in the past. Oh, I wish I would have done that differently. And so when we can focus being more present oriented, then we can get more of that focus on now. And that is, it tends to slow down time, and it makes you feel less stressed in the moment. And we'll do some of those activities in just a moment. And the last one is giving yourself permission to care for yourself. And when we come to this work because we want to help other people, we're often thinking that it's too selfish to take time, or I don't actually have time to take time for myself because I'm doing all these other things for other people. But if your cup is not full, you can't share it with other people. And I think about when I used to travel a lot in the airplane, they would say when the mask comes down, that you need to put your own mask on first before you help the person next to you, or before you help your child even. And it's that same kind of principle that we need to help ourselves first so that we can be there to serve others. And so what practices do we have to help with this? And we have split these into different components. We start with core contemplative practices that will focus on breathing activities, mindfulness, being in the moment. We have cognitive practices where we think about our work differently and reconnect with our meaning and values. Why did we come to this work in the first place, and trying to get that connection back. We also can focus on physical strategies, getting good sleep, eating well, those kinds of things. Time management approaches, that again will be next week. And building social support and right relationships. So a lot of times stress at work can come from conflict with colleagues or clients. And so there are different practices that we can do. And trying to integrate these into your daily work life. And we think about these practices as kind of like the different menu approach, where you might take something from here and something from there, and it'll work out for you. So we provide practices to think about. You can try them all out, but some may connect more with you than others, or some may be more helpful for you than others.